God's blessings to everyone. This is a DGHradio.com news and information news update for the British Virgin Islands, and I'm reporter EVH reporting the news for Sunday, October 12th, 2025, covering the latest developments from across the British Virgin Islands. The British Virgin Islands Airports Authority has been elevated to a governing member of Airports Council International Latin America and the Caribbean. Officials say the status strengthens access to technical cooperation, training, and best practices as the territory advances runway and terminal upgrades. The Ministry for Communications and Works praised the BVIAA team and framed the move as timely for modernizing aviation infrastructure and improving safety and compliance. Practically, this means better pathways to expertise on environmental standards, air service development, and project management, key ingredients as the government refines the business case for expansion. For travelers and businesses, the payoff should be more reliable operations and a stronger platform to grow airlift and tourism. Staying with aviation and growth, policymakers continue to signal that the airport's future hinges on financing flexibility under the UK protocols that limit borrowing. A recent analysis highlighted that any runway extension and terminal works, potentially costing several $100 million, will require an agreement with London on debt ratios. Supporters argue the upgrades could open direct routes, lift visitor spending, and create jobs. Skeptics want to see a phased plan, an updated tourism strategy to match added capacity, and clear governance around costs and timelines. The consensus point is straightforward. Credible financing paired with transparent oversight will determine whether expansion moves from a talking point to a construction site. Education now. The Estlin Henley Ritchie's Learning Center officially opens on Monday, delivering a purpose-built campus for students with special needs. The rebuilt facility, constructed after the 2017 hurricanes, adds therapy rooms, a sensory garden, and modern classrooms sized for individualized instruction. Education leaders say the design will help shorten wait lists for assessments, strengthen coordination with health services, and provide room for professional development that raises inclusive practices system-wide. Families who have juggled travel for services should see steadier supports and a safer, better equipped environment. As the center ramps up, expect phased transitions so students and staff can settle into routines with transportation and allied services aligned from day one. Environmental resilience and tourism intersect in Paraquita Bay. Volunteers with Unite BVI and Rotary Club of Tortola have extended the Roger Downing Mangrove Boardwalk by nearly 1,000 feet, creating a loop that improves access and education in one of the territory's vital coastal buffers. The project replaced storm-damaged sections with longer-lasting materials, landscaped a nursery for mangrove seedlings, and set up a framework to sustain maintenance through visitor revenue. Mangroves blunt storm surge, shelter marine life, and support research and recreation. The expansion showcases how community projects can protect natural infrastructure while adding low-impact attractions for residents and guests. Waste management remains under scrutiny. The Department of Waste Management has paused tagging and removal of derelict vehicles due to export delays and site capacity challenges. Hundreds of vehicles have been processed for recycling, but with barges pending, temporary storage has raised neighborhood concerns, especially in Havers. Officials say the immediate focus is on clearing existing piles and securing compliant, longer-term storage to resume island-wide collections. The wider question is how to stabilize funding, land access, and contractor pipelines so derelict removal runs continuously rather than in fits and starts. Community reporting, transparent siting, and firm export timetables will be crucial to rebuilding public confidence. Public safety is front of mind after a violent incident near Tortola Pier Park. During a robbery at a bar, a young father, Javante Barnes, was shot and critically injured. The case has galvanized community fundraising for medical evacuation and intensified calls for information to help police identify the suspects. It follows other armed episodes that have prompted warnings about personal security after dark and renewed debate over deterrence, youth intervention, and the balance between visible patrols and intelligence-led policing. The territory's response, community cooperation, rapid victim support, and steady investigative updates will be judged by how quickly arrests are made and whether violence trends can be bent downward. On the economy, Premier Natalio Wheatley, speaking at a community event, said the Virgin Islands is blessed to have two global revenue earners, financial services and tourism. Yet too much money leaves quickly because most goods are imported. His call to action: convert visitor arrivals into more local value by identifying opportunities, from guided experiences to small batch products, and by teaching residents, especially youth, how to spot and build on those opportunities. The theme aligns with broader efforts to boost economic resilience through entrepreneurship, skills development, and digital service improvements, while acknowledging that small populations require a sharper focus on value retention. Community service took the spotlight this weekend as Lucinda Minnie Smith of Sea Cows Bay was named the territory's 2025 CIBC Caribbean Unsung Hero. Known for decades of quiet, practical kindness, from preparing meals to offering steady encouragement, Smith's recognition highlights the power of everyday service to lift families and neighborhoods. Organizers say the program emphasizes recent, hands-on impact and often helps winners expand initiatives through new partnerships and small grants. It's also a reminder that social resilience is built not only through policy, but through the consistent generosity of people who see and meet local needs. Culture and creative economy. A 20-member BVI delegation joined CultureCon in Brooklyn, connecting with thousands of Black creatives, producers, and brands. Filmmakers and musicians from the Virgin Islands showcased local stories and forged relationships that can translate into mentorship, distribution opportunities, and future collaborations. For a small territory, visibility in major creative hubs helps talent find markets, attracts investment in arts education, and broadens the BVI brand beyond sun and sea into music, film, fashion, and digital content that travel year-round. Back to governance and transparency. Dialogue continues over how to finance major projects while managing debt prudently. The airport's push and ongoing discussions around Prospect Reef's redevelopment are testing new expectations for public reporting, where citizens can track milestones, understand incentives, and see early wins, such as enabling works or publicly accessible spaces, before full build-out. The territory's credibility with investors and the public alike will grow when schedules, budgets, and stewardship are communicated in plain language and regularly updated. Finally, a note on community safety and youth engagement. The recent spate of robberies and attempted break-ins has converged with calls for more structured after-school options, mentoring, and job pathways that keep teens busy, motivated, and connected. From clubs and sports to apprenticeships and creative labs, stakeholders are mapping ways to expand evening and weekend coverage. So the first responder to a risky situation is often a coach, tutor, or employer with a better alternative. Prevention is expensive, but so is crime. The territory will be weighing trade-offs in the months ahead. These and other issues are of great concern within the islands. What do you think are some good solutions? Let us know your thoughts by texting your comments to 1-315-898-1449. You can also join our WhatsApp group and get the news, weather, and other insightful information delivered right to your smartphone. To join, text JOIN to 1-315-898-1449. Please include your name in the text message. You will receive a call to verify your request. I'm your reporter, EVH, signing off for DGHradio.com. Remember, EVH and DGH. Together we explain, verify, and highlight as we deliver global headlines. Because on DGHradio.com, the news never sleeps. Ciao.